Hello everyone, CaddywhumpusGamer here, bringing you another episode of Minecraft Awakening. Today's episode we are going to be looking at my failed EMC generator. I'll probably call this episode EMC Follies, because I'm going to show you some of the ways not to generate EMC. Alright, so my EMC generator looks good on paper, but one of the things I figured out and learned is that it won't work. Or at least not in its current state. Okay, so here was my idea. You take your World Breaker pick and you put it in your Auto Disenchanter. Turns out you can pull the Fortune 10 off of it and put it on a book. Alright, and then I gotta wait for this. So yeah, one of the things we've had two updates since, I don't know, it's been like a day or two. It's been two updates. I actually did two updates in a row. I did one last night and then one this morning. It was supposed to be the final version, but then there was like a bug, and then Shadowwake did another update on top of that. Alright, so we have an efficiency. I gotta get the grammar right. Efficiency 5 book. Alright, and then we'll have a Fortune 10 book. Alright, so one of the interesting things is, 2 episodes ago I mentioned, oh, with the bedrock breaker, we can break bedrock. I wish it had an EMC value. Check this out. Bedrock, placed responsibly. Highest possible EMC value can be mined with the world breaker. Shadowwake actually went ahead and added this. And Shadowwake, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is like awesome. I'm so happy to have that. Alright, so now we just have a world breaker. This can still break bedrock, but it no longer has any enchants on it. So my thing is I was going to go like this, and I'm going to put the efficiency 5 back on it because I need that. Alright, and then my sound sounds really low. Maybe it's just my headphones. I did change my sound settings. Okay, now it sounds really loud. Probably way too loud now. Alright, so then, oops, I needed to be by my anvil. So then, my idea from that was, oh, wait a second, I can get the Fortune 10 book. Ooh. I was like, ooh, maybe I can stick it on the Morning Star. That would be epic. And then I'm like, nope, can't stick it on the Morning Star. Well, that's a bummer. And then I got what I thought was a brilliant idea. And it is brilliant to a certain extent, but Minecraft just can't handle it, and I'll explain why. So there is an item from Draconic Evolution that is called the Draconic Staff of Power. Now with this, if you hold it, you actually don't have to hold it, but if you hit numpad 1, it'll bring up this. Then you click on the tool, and then you can go into the inventory, and you can put a book in here. So I can put this Fortune 10 book in here and give it Fortune 10. Alright, now I did upgrade this in the upgrade modifier. And I added on 2 cores to the dig depth and the area of effect. And then I put the other 8 cores into the RF capacity. Now this thing, let's see, how do I pull it out? There we go. This thing, when you mine, will mine, oops, in an 11 by 11 area. So if I just go like this, oops, hang on, hit 1, we actually need to configure it. So size, max size, dig depth is 11, and I actually need somewhere else, because, no, that won't come out the other side, will it? So if I do this, yeah, it mines an 11 by 11 by 11 area. Alright, so you're talking, oh, I did not just do that. Okay, prime example. This is why you do not use this thing. I just crashed my world. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Alright, so basically these items are here on the ground, and... ooh. Are you gonna work? No, close that out. Come on, this. Come on. I'm thinking there's like a kill all entities command or something, but I'm not sure what it is. So this actually just, my game is just lagged out. Ooh. Will this actually work? No, it won't. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to stop the recording for a second. I'm going to have to go and restore a backup for my world, and then I will be right back. And I'm back. I had to load up a backup, so I lost a little bit of progress, not a whole lot, about from when I loaded in right before I started recording, so I didn't lose any major progress. Alright, so if you're wondering why my EMC farm didn't work, you saw all that stuff on the ground, that was without Fortune. Alright, which means if I put Fortune 10 on there, it's going to average probably about 25. Let me grab my sword. My world's still a little bit laggy from loading in. I think I was averaging about 25 sugarlight per ore when I had Fortune 10, which means you're talking 25,000 and over 25,000 entities in the world if you wanted to try that. And I'm lagging out with just over 1,000. So my idea was, okay, to build this contraption, which basically there's a builder down there that gets sugarlight ore from this chest, and it fills this whole cube up. Then the autonomous activator would use the draconic staff and break the whole thing in one hit, just boom. Alright, then I had black hole bands on these things trying to feed into ME interfaces. Well, then I changed it and I put infinity chests down here. And since I had to restore backup so many times, like, it's still with the first version of me trying stuff. So I tried putting infinity chests here and pulling directly into them, but for some reason, even with my magnet off and even with my armor off, I was still pulling the items to me when the draconic staff was used by the autonomous activator. So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can pull the items out of my inventory really, really fast. So I used an inventory, what is it called? It's the purple thing. Player interface is what it is. Alright, so basically I can pump out of this, but I still couldn't get them out of my inventory fast enough for this to cycle through a whole thing, and then it was really laggy. I'd have to wait probably 30 seconds in between. And this, the rough math I did on it, this should generate about a 500 million EMC per cycle. And yesterday I said 1 billion every 1 or 2 seconds, and I wasn't thinking. I meant to say 500 million every 1 or 2 seconds. Alright, so that was my idea, and it failed dramatically. I could take it and scale it down and maybe do like a 3x3 area, or maybe a 5x5, or something like that. But it's still back to the point of the items are going to try and go into my inventory, so I'd have to AFK here. And then if you look, let's see, where's bedrock? Oh, if I place it in my inventory right now, it's going to go into my ME system. I thought I had grabbed one out. I was wondering where it was. So basically what I did was, I should actually show that. Alright, so then I'm like, bedrock is worth like 2 billion EMC. So for every bedrock I can mine is like 4 cycles on that thing. So then I was like, okay, well, it's not really worth it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mine bedrock. So what I did was I took one of those player interfaces. I stuck it here. I stuck glowstone on it so it's fast. I took a deep storage unit, put a bedrock in it, hit it so that it's locked, and then just did the translocator to always extract. Alright, now with this block, these are my armor slots. These are my slots up here. And then the one on the bottom that's like the sword is actually my hotbar, I believe. Alright, so basically what this does is any bedrock in this part of my inventory automatically goes into this deep storage unit. Alright, so then I'm like, okay, cool, that's good. Now, the easiest way to get bedrock was, let's see, where do I want to go? I want to go up here. So basically what I did was I took an RF Tools Dimension tab, and I think it was normal time and normal terrain. You want to make sure you have normal terrain, I think, so that you don't end up with a void world, because then that's just kind of pointless, because you want bedrock. Alright, so if we dial like this, and hopefully we can do this without crashing because I am recording. It actually worked. Wow. And I had to say that. Whoa, there we go. Okay, the sky looks a little bit weird. It's like a patchwork type thing where they just spliced a bunch of pictures together. It looks horrible if you ask me. Ooh, look! I never even looked around in this world. I got nether fortresses. And I also got those things. And I got some kind of liquid down here, and I got lava monsters in it. You know what? I'm actually curious. I got a little bit of time, so let's see. Bucket. And we'll put that bedrock in there. And what is this stuff? Molten Promethium. So yeah, this is just... Oops. Can't put that in there. Let's put it in here. So yeah, this is just... all that extra stuff was just randomly generated. It only cost me like a couple hundred RF per tick to maintain this. Okay, so where did I... There's a hole here. Here we go. So what I did was just grab your world breaker. And the world breaker, like, breaks insanely fast, especially when you got efficiency 5 on it. Just make sure you don't fall through the bottom of the world into the void. Alright. And then what I did was I just started heading mainly north. What is this stuff? Blue. Yeah. I know how to pronounce that, but I'm not going to say it. Alright. So what I did was I just chose a direction. And I went like this. And... you may be wondering how I'm reaching so far. I got a Ring of Far Reach. This is actually easy to make. It's just Elementium, and a Rune of Pride. The Rune of Pride is a little bit expensive to make. You're going to need Thaumcraft for that. And the Elementium is basically just 2 mana steel thrown through the Elven portal, or the portal to Alfheim, and you get 1 Elementium back. So it's going to cost you 8 mana steel. So yeah, it's not that bad, and it adds on like a couple of blocks to your reach distance. So you're basically just going to do that, and you just keep heading one direction. And I did that for probably a couple of hours, hour or two, not sure. I didn't look at the time, and you can see, no, you can't see, because guess what? My ME system is not working right. Let's see. Ooh, there's a node there. What is that? Ignis and Ordo. Okay, let's see if my ME system is up. Yes, it is. Alright, so I mined 44,388 bedrock today. I actually mined more than that. I used some of it. But I think 44,000 is approximately 2% of what I will need for the Infinity Block Challenge. Alright, so you're talking like quite a few days of just mining nonstop. I do have some editing work to do, which I can just play and then mark down times to come back and edit. And I'll probably do that while I gather bedrock and see how much I can actually gather and collect. So let's see, 22,000 was 1%. So yeah, I need like 2.1 something million. So I figured 2.2 million bedrock should do it. And should be able to get me all of the infinity blocks that I need, if I did the math right. I know the spreadsheet's a little bit off. I know Shadowwake did tweak some EMC values, so I'm not sure which ones he did. And also, I do have someone who volunteered to go through and check all the EMC values to make sure they are all correct. And let me know which ones aren't. Alright, so that's actually going to do it for today's episode. Wow, those crickets are loud. I need to turn down the ambient noise. That's going to do it for today's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, leave a like, and until next time, this is CaddywhumpusGamer signing off.